Hey everyone, welcome back to another Outriders video. Now in today's video, I'm going to go over one massive mistake that a majority of players have made, and you can actually turn it around and make it into one huge positive tip and trick in your current playstyle. Now if you guys are really far on your current character and you guys are going to play through on your secondary one, or maybe you guys just don't have everything on your current character and you want to make them a little bit better, then this video is definitely going to go ahead and be for you guys. Now if you guys are enjoying the Outrider content, make sure that you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below, as I do have daily videos here on the channel, whether it's Outriders or other games that we do play. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with today's video right now. Now, a lot of the big mistakes that people are actually making here in Outriders is actually overlooking greens and blues, so the uncommon and the rare items here in the game. Now, why are we specifically talking about that? Well, it's because of the attributes that are needed for your specific playstyle. Now, there are a lot of different attributes that can be obtained. This is the whole list of them. And a lot of it obviously depends on damage when you guys actually get to the end game, because you obviously want to have as much damage as possible. So your abilities and your shards and your attributes are going to be different than what my focus is going to be on. However, long range damage, bonus firepower, close range damage, cooldown reduction, sometimes weapon life leech crit damage, and even anomaly power, it's maybe sometimes status power, are going to probably be the more common ones. Now I did obviously list a majority of those there, but for my build I'm looking at long range damage, bonus firepower, cooldown reduction, and weapon life leech, so that I can actually get some life from anybody that I kill. And then obviously healing received is sometimes important for me as well. But I would say specifically for my build, long range damage, bonus firepower, and then cooldown reduction are definitely the three that I hugely want to be able to focus on. Now, why is this important? Well, you can see here that this is a great example. This was something that I actually obtained as a green item, and now I actually have it as a level 33, and I know that I'm only level 33 actually in the end game. Finished the game on a secondary character at level 26. I've only actually run through a couple of the expeditions and went from a level 26 to a level 29 in literally 2 runs. It was absolutely crazy that I was able to do that, but it is possible, and you guys can actually go ahead and do that too if you guys actually have some of your stuff set up. Now, is this the gear that I'm actually going to carry all the way to level 50? Absolutely not, because it would cost me too many resources over time to actually go ahead and maintain this. So sometimes what you guys are doing, especially if you get to the higher CT levels, so if you guys get to like CT 13 and you're just not getting the drops that you guys are looking for, well, just continuously look for them, and especially the green or the blue items if you guys can pick them up. Obviously, the higher that you get, probability of getting green items is going to be significantly lower, and especially if you're on a lower world tier, you're going to get less green items as well. But that's where you go ahead and focus on some of the blue items that you can go ahead and upgrade and upkeep in order to actually make this more feasible for you. So it's going to cost you guys a lot less resources. It's going to put your possibilities of getting the attributes that you want, potential mods that you guys want, and things like that, all in one armor piece, and or even actually weapon pieces for that matter. So let's go ahead and kind of show you guys what do I mean by that. Obviously here we have the bonus firepower, cooldown reduction, long range damage. For Technomancer, that is exactly what we want. That's the three most, or the biggest ones that I want as a Technomancer. If I can replace, say, these boots here, instead of having skills life leech with long range damage, let's see if we got that by chance. We have two, no, that's close range damage, not long range. Let's see, do we have anything that has all three? There's healing received, so if we need to heal ourselves a little bit better, that might be okay. Healing received again, close range, and then now we start getting into some of the epics. I mean, you can look at some of these to see if they actually make sense for you. Majority of the time you're looking for too much because you might not necessarily get something that you really want. So okay, I'm not seeing what I'm looking for, so let's just go into another category. Just take a look at possibly what we can do here. And unfortunately, it does take a while to get the 3 attributes that you're wanting. Just keep that in mind. So doing some type of a loot farm over and over and over. I do have a couple here on my channel that you guys can actually go ahead and do if you guys want to be able to do that as well. Now that would be really good for my trickster that I'm using, that I can go ahead and upgrade it. But say this is the gear that we want to go ahead and do. So we got Warlord's Trousers. It's a level 29. I can upgrade to, I think, a level 34 at the present time. So what you do is go over to Dr. Zahidi. It doesn't even matter if you're necessarily in the end game. This doesn't really make sense to do this during the story itself, just because you'd be wasting resources in my opinion. Plus, you only need to really complete the game to get to the expeditions on World Tier 1, and then you can always go back and do some of the World Tier farms later to get those 4 legendary pieces that you might want. And either you can break those down to get those Tier 3 mods or keep them for your end game experience. Either way is completely up to you. However, you don't need to finish the game on the highest world tier. It will take longer than it needs to, unless you really want that challenge for the entire game. So we want to find those trousers that I had mentioned, and those are right here. So say this is something that you guys want. What you're going to do is you're going to start by improving the rarity. Now, this is going to typically cost you either a leather or iron, so make sure that you guys have plenty of this. You can also buy this and also sell this between the vendors that are available. If you go to vendors, you can actually find blues and greens as well. They change their inventory every half an hour. If it's an elite item, it's every hour, or you can actually just do a loot farm, whether it's expeditions or anything else. That's perfectly fine. So you can improve this item. You're going to get to choose between 3 different options. So this one typically doesn't matter, but you want to have something that is going to be a focus for you guys. So in my case, my Technomancer is using Cold Snap and also Blighted Rounds. So one of these two would actually be okay, but as indicated by the red icon over there, one of my other pieces already has that. So that could potentially be bad. We'll have to look at that a little bit later, but say this is what we want to go ahead and do. We're going to go ahead and select that mod, and then we want to improve it again to basically get it as an epic. Now, highly what I would recommend doing before that is if I'm going to show you guys here in just a moment a way to actually bypass all of this. This has not been saved yet. So Untamed Power, that's actually a really good second mod. So say this is the one that you guys really want to go ahead and do. We can actually go ahead and put those on, but if these 3 aren't really for you guys, you can just close out of the game completely as long as you don't exit this screen. You don't want to exit it, and you don't want to necessarily click on any 3 of these as well. And then you're going to get 3 separate mods. Now just keep in mind that you'll never get a tier 3 item from this, but you want an ideal tier 2 mod that you can do. So getting the piece that you want as far as the attributes that you're looking for, and even the tier 2 mod that you're looking for, could potentially take a little bit of time, but it's definitely going to be worth it instead of always just focusing on your epic gear and getting those mods, because between getting the attributes and the mods that you want, it's going to take a little bit of time. You can definitely go ahead and do that, but you're missing out on opportunities to go ahead and improve something really good. So ultimately, this is a level 29. What I should have done first of all, before even upgrading and improving its rarity, is actually leveling up this item, because it's going to cost me significantly less resources to upgrade it from a tier 29 to whatever tier level that I need to be able to have it at before actually improving its rarity. If I improve the rarity and then level it up, it's going to cost a lot more resources in the long run. So just don't do that. But again, the higher level that you're going to be in the CT and the higher level that you currently are as a character means that you guys have more flexibility as well. So you're going to be doing this process a couple different times to get the weapons and the gear that you're kind of setting yourself up for as time goes on. And as soon as you get to that tier like CT 14, you probably have a majority of things where you want them at, so that one step from level 49 to level 50 definitely makes sense to go ahead and prove that rarity just that one time. But hopefully this does help you guys out, and if it does, make sure that you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. And obviously, if you guys have any questions, make sure that you guys go ahead and leave a comment down below so that I can do my best to help you guys out and get you guys the best gear that you possibly can here in Outriders. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing, because you're already doing it, and you guys stay gaming.